confidence to be able to jump away to just this light abyss, but slowly he comes out of it.
Oh,
immediately gets another one with the cogs. That'll catch him. In the meanwhile, he did manage to kill that support. Solo ended up going down. And I guess 11 was farming during that time, so that's something.
It's like your 3-position lone druid. Woo!
He's
going to bring the game back for you with that 3.5k net worth.
You almost have a Broodmother 3 times the net worth of some of your cores. Almost.
Yeah, it's just so clunky because your 3 positions this hero that wants to just farm, and your Ember's being shut down, so he's not really able to fight. Death Prophet doesn't have many items, but can try and fight with Exorcism. That's really your window to try and make plays.
Vici Gaming are just trying to... I think they wanted the Broodmother. I think they were hoping they would run into him somehow out of position, and not going to happen. Instead, again, just a support. It seems like that's the only thing that Vici Gaming can claim lives of.
Yeah. Femmer's AA has been hitting some nice Ice Blasts and helping secure a lot of these kills, but going to need more out of the cores right now, who not having the best of times. If Ember can somehow like speed farm into a Maelstrom and just start using that to farm up these Spiderlings, things could start to look a little bit different, but he needs that, and then he's going to need an item to help deal with the Orchid of the Brood on top of that.
Another smoke, and they do see Ramsey's buddies over the cliff. Hard for Vici Gaming to be able to pursue, especially with a rolling ball right middle of their face. Managed to get a good land onto 2 of them, one of which was the Ember Spirit setup for the Static Storm. Nice hook shot in, managed to snag 2 inside the cogs. Roger will set Ramses up to just num all of these heroes. He has the lifesteal going. Spirit Siphon is keeping Paparazzi alive though. Roger trying to chase some of these heroes. They're going to buy back onto the Tusk, see if they can actually win this fight. Again, another support goes down. Can they get more than just that? Well, they can. It's the other support. Again, both the cores walk away from VP from a buyback engagement with Vici Gaming.
Yep. Yeah, it's always like the story of these supports going down, then you click what the cores are doing, and well, they're getting kills in the fights, they're farming several lanes, no one's almost got a BKB. Ramses has the money for a BKB, and things still look very grim for Vici Gaming despite getting these pickoffs.
Yeah, when you're 9-0-2, you've got this nice bounty on your head right now from the godlike streak. Yes. You do not want to give that up. You really need your BKB. Pasha ends up going down. The glimpse not going to be enough to save him here. Solo doesn't get a latch onto that. Lonham dodges it with a snowball.
I have no idea how Pengo died. He got solo killed by a siege wagon lone druid.
I'm guessing he just got rooted at the wrong time.
Imagine so. Oh, nice little freebie for Lone Druid. I'm sure he'll take that given the state of this game. And unfortunately for Ember, he'll take another death.
Take another L.
That could be a...
Oh, that is a BKB turnaround.
That looks promising.
They don't have the Spirit Siphon to be able to keep Paparazzi alive here. His target would be the Broodmother, and that is Magic Immune. Now the Broodmother no longer has that Magic Immunity, but the Spiderlings still do their work. Finish off the support, will kill the Spirit Bear up next. That'll be 300 extra gold.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can go high ground yet, but they sure as hell can take full control of the map. Keep Vici Gaming shut in their base, take Roshan. Kind of the stage of the game where you just like set wards up right outside their base. The second any hero moves out, you go for that pick off, but Vici Gaming, Scout Roach, not sure there's much there.
Ice Blast. I mean, you have to fight this if you're Vici Gaming, right? You're so far behind, you need some wild scenario where you win a fight around this Roshan pit.
I'm on board with that, and they will scare VP off the pit for now. They're the ones with Exorcism if they can get their way in there, but the problem is VP's vision game is on point and just scouting out all of these movements right now.
So they smoke up while leaving the Hamadam catapult inside the pit. Double damage, okay. And just get the chains onto Ramses. He does have BKB, so they cannot commit towards him. Paparazzi pops the Exorcism.
You see how low Roche is?
They're just going to go straight for the Roche, maybe? That's going to be very difficult. Pasha's going to try and roll in. The hook shot coming out. Now the roll in through. A couple of heroes bounces back on the 2 of them as well. They just both instantly die. Vici Gaming now left with only 3 of them. One of them is going to be that double damage Ember Spirit, trying to go for the kill on Roger and jumps away. Glimpse back, doesn't. He does have another Remnant, Sleight of Fist, but he doesn't have the mana to be able to jump forward. He is in trouble, trying to get over to the Shrine. Ramsey's going to be able to slow him down. The Orchid will easily be enough. 11 scares back the Leshrac on low HP. Vici Gaming, they win for a risk. I appreciate that risk. When you're this far behind, there's not a whole lot of options available to you to win the game, so they tried.
We're so good at getting away from any move, like the Tusk Ice Shards, your Snowball. You can always just outrun it through the webs, get out of the Ice Shards block as well. This makes it so difficult when Ramsey is scouting everything out.
Give the Aegis to no one, because apparently they feel like Ramsey's just never going to die. And he almost has a Nullifier, so that'll make things even harder for the Death Prophet. And I'm presuming Ember Spirit was supposed to eventually get a Yule Scepter or something to be able to deal with the Orchid, but he hasn't even finished up his Maelstrom yet.
Undruid went back for a Maelstrom of his own, going to be going for a bit of a right-click build, but doesn't really feel like these are going to be high-impact items right away. They're really farming items at this point when you're behind, and I think that's all Vici Game can hope to do is get a few pickoffs here and there, farm their way back to the game. There's a point where...
That is unfortunate.
Oh,
they do manage to get the glimpse, though. Paparazzi's still there. And they'll catch the bear as well.
Theoretically, there's a point where Brute falls off a bit, but these talents she's approaching when she gets 50 attack speed and the extra damage and lifesteal on the ultimate, and combined with this new like Nullifier Orchid build, where you can't do anything against this unless you have an Aeon Disc, you're pretty screwed.
Yeah. When you're talking about like 15 minutes down the line, the Broodmother will start dropping off, and it's only been a 20-minute game so far. 20 minutes of torment and pain for Vici Gaming. 15 minutes has probably got to feel like an eternity. That Sleight of Fist also feels like an eternity. They catch the toss in the bottom lane. Try to do some cheeky little split push shenanigans. Not today, though.
It's kind of thing he has to do. He just desperately wants that level 10 talent so he can start sitting on high ground, soaking in that extra 90 GPM.
Let's see if you can get that blink snowball. That's going to be so crucial. Oh, they got the vision. Sends back Paparazzi. They don't immediately blow him up, and now the committal from Ramsey's popping that BKB. Now the turnaround here, they are going to lose their Clockwork. Support for a core doesn't sound good, but when you're 14k behind, it's not terrible.
Yeah. Numbers even show it wasn't a gold loss for them by any means, you know? Really indicative of a pretty crummy situation that you're in, but...
Experience and gold benefit to Vici Gaming.
And they're going to just, you know, keep on farming wherever they can. Second Maelstrom online on 11's Lone Druid now. Hero with this range build that is just going to be looking to outrange and stay as far away as possible from this Broodmother.
Towers dropping like rocks here. That's going to be the final tier 2 dead.
I think for VP it's going to take some big pickoffs to really close out this game, or at least a ballsy high ground jump, and that's what they're looking for here.
Rolling Thunder. Nice hit. Gonna bounce off the wall. Still picks up Bottom on the side. Paparazzi on half HP is gonna try and turn. Gets off the Spirit Siphon, but with a Nullifier on him, can't get off the Yule Scepter that's so essential to be able to claim that HP you need. Ori dodged the split earth there. The BKB is gonna wear out for no one, especially with a buyback from the Death Prophet. They have to retreat here. No one's taking a lot of damage with the Ice Blast over the top. Yule Scepter dodged the extra bit of damage. Death Prophet comes back in, but again, the Nullifier. This time around, it looks like the Spirit Siphon may be enough. The hook shot could be blocked. Death Prophet, will he survive? Cox pushback, he is good. A big hold from Vici Gaming as Virtus Pro get caught inside of that tier 3 area. Oh no, Pasha! He came back and executed Paparazzi. If he can actually get out, though, that'll be another question. Lonham catches up to him. Walrus Punch slowing him down. Another swashbuckle away. Oh, he had so little HP. Fortunately, the Magic Wand gave him quite a big boost. And now no one comes in from behind. 11. Okay, managed to chase him back. The Ice Blast onto him. They can fight this one. They can actually bring no one down and not lose any of their heroes. What's going on? Ori, they're going to be able to wipe VP. Solo is the last one alive, and they've got him dead to rights. That is going to be Sleight of Fist and a tick out of the urn, surely.
Wow. Did they lose vision of him? Oh my God. I don't know how Solo lives there. Whatever, it's the least important of the 5 kills. This Maelstrom is a fight turner. With all these spiderlings around, you're always going to be getting off these chain lightnings, and Ember did by far the most damage in that fight, it looks like, or just a little bit under the Lone Druid.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Right-click.
Lone Druid with this build, he's going that sniper range form build with the Maelstrom. I think that's so important, because Vici Gaming, their only hope for this game was playing high ground, right? Yeah,
Brood kind of dived in, going for the frontliners, and Lone Druid's just sitting back there, right-clicking away, and having a grand old time, so far from over this game, as I feel like if this game is pretty even in farm, Vici Gaming's lineup is a whole lot scary in the mid to late game.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where all it's going to take is a hold or two. One more fight like that, and suddenly you're looking at almost a 50-50 game. EP need to be careful about how they play this.
Interesting that Pasha actually went for the extra 2 seconds of the Rolling Thunder. Also went for a damage build this game with a Maelstrom of his own being picked up.
I guess partly to be able to push out these waves faster, because I mean something you talk about a lot is that VP really like to have a couple heroes to push out waves, and that's something they've got. The Lash Brood does pretty well, but I think we've seen Pasha often playing solo in the lane.
I mean, just 1-2 creep wave. It doesn't really change, right, if you have a Maelstrom.
Okay.
Maybe he just wants the, like, he wants more, like, burst-ish kind of damage against these heroes, like the Death Prophet. Yeah, or he's caught.
Remnant?
He's actually fine. The silence wears out just as he lands back to Earth.
The Yules, yeah, it's great against the Disruptor ult as well as the Orchid, so it will help keep him alive there. And Vici Gaming still looking like they're in a playable position for this game.
Yeah, certainly. It's you know, it's almost a relaxing position when you're so far behind in the game that your only option is high ground. There's not a whole lot of thought process, right? You're just like me sitting base and wait, you know?
You know your opponent's set up wards like right outside your base, and you can't really move out. You got to win a fight first, then move out as 5, do some dewarding.
Walrus Punch and a silence on the Pango. No Yule Scepter, which he's trying to build now, but it's obviously late with this Maelstrom build that he went for.
See what the next playing part is going to be for VP. Probably looking to take this Roshan #2. Use that as a tool to try and break high ground with. Be careful here, because 11's going to be fast approaching on the BKB. He starts to get pretty scary. Level 20 talent gives him an extra 40 attack speed on himself and his bear in Rabid.
And there is, like, they don't have a real good threat for him besides getting the Broodmother on top of the Lone Druid once he gets that BKB, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult to do against the Lone Druid in a high ground position.
Yep. He can always root you through BKB. He's got the Savage Roar as well, so he's got really good defensive tools against the Brood. BKB is down to 7 seconds, so like that he's got the Alpha Wolf. He held him to a C3 for way too long this game, considering they were on the back foot. This Alpha Wolf heavily amplifies his right-click damage.
Good thing Levin brought the bear back. It's going to be glimpsed, and we talked about the oh wow, the cogs. That is not synergy, my friend. Snowball save as well. Gets him out of the split earth. No one's BKB is going to be wearing out too. This could be a big fight for Vici Gaming, but Ramses comes in. Nice Rolling Thunder and so much damage out. Bouncing on those Maelstrom procs, and it's going to glimpse the last second as Solo dies on Family just to be able to pick up that extra kill. And now it's all on Ori to do this Sleight of Fist by himself with the Yule Scepter. Oh, he didn't even get off the Yule Scepter. He just dies.
They went a bit too all in to try and save that Lone Druid there. He got caught out a bit too far out of base, and as the nature of VP's draft, they are so punishing. They win a fight, they push fast, you're a little bit out of position, they pick you off incredibly well with the Disruptor Glimpse. And Lone Druid didn't have his BKB there, needed that to get rid of that Glimpse, and This is looking like the first lane of racks for VP.
This, man, I thought that was actually going to be an okay fight for Vici Gaming when I heard the exorcism, and I was like, the BKB is going to wear out on the left track. Maybe this is a fight that Vici Gaming basically just like, after 2 more seconds, just go in. Instead, they get blown off. Solo just barely walked into that. No one tries to go for the split earth onto Ori, a quick jump away. BKB activated by no one to stop the cold feet from proccing onto him. They did manage to get what was important though, which was that melee racks in the mid lane.
I think for Vici Gaming, they just need their BKBs a bit too badly before they take fights like that. In order for them to go their way, they need the 2 BKBs on Death Prophet and Lone Druid. Ember's Blink Dagger is quite a nice tool as well. Because of how long the Sleight of Fist lasts on these Spiderlings, he can often get a Blink Dagger off after it. Often can blink out after a Yules, defensive Yules as well. Very handy item to have.
I think in that fight, it was a lot of it was the Pango, right? BKB is just straight up going to defeat that, but they just can't seem to get that BKB. 11 may get pushed out of the cogs, but it doesn't matter. Vici Gaming cannot save him. That was 200 gold away from the BKB. That's twice in a row that he was so close to it, but gets ganked in the process.
They're so good at hunting heroes the second they leave the base. And it's the nature of these games when you're really far behind. You had that terrible start, but you've still got a decent line that can scale. Is you got to play and defend your high ground. It's kind of tough because you know your opponents are getting further and further ahead, but you got to give your draft a chance by not getting picked off outside of your base and just waiting for your moments. Or if you do leave your base, stick with the buddy system there. You need to have 3, 4, 5 heroes going out to D-ward and play around each other rather than 1 or 2 heroes pushing out a wave.
Finally, Roshan number 2 does spawn, and VP. Maybe that's a freebie for them almost every single time, so this will be Aegis and Cheese.
Yep. Nothing much to it for Vici Gaming, who are not looking to contest. They have got the BKB now on Death Prophet. Level 15 on Death Prophet. That is severely under level.
Yeah. Solo's Disruptor is going to be the same level once he picks up this tome. So surely Disruptor doesn't need those levels.
You might give to the Brood even at his level 25 or Flash. Yeah. I don't think the Disruptor's key hero doesn't have any amazing level 15 talent, but he may just pop it because he's support, and why the hell not? Looks like he is. Doesn't matter too much for their team. Things go with the next high ground defense. Every time he slides your fist, just gonna start looking at your watch and be like, is this thing ending anytime soon?
It still is not enough for him to actually kill the Spiderlings. He doesn't have that kind of physical damage just yet. When he does, he could just kind of guarantee farm if it's like 5, 6 Spiderlings together, guarantee he gets all those kills. It will be a problem for VP as they're going to just start feeding away so much gold.
Yeah, that's where the Battle Fury build feels really nice in games like this, but how do you get up to a Battle Fury? Maelstrom's just such a more cost-effective item and
where's my layer stats?
Farming tool.
Where's my summons have given away X amount of gold this game. I need that right now.
Yeah, seriously, there's between the bear and the Spiderlings, Home of the Dominator creeps, those things give a hell of a lot of gold now as well.
Shivas for the Leshrac VP seem to be taking a bit slower approach to the high ground now.
You might try and play multiple lanes. Ramsey's is poking around up top. You can keep Ember and even maybe a second hero somewhere on one side. It just means your bottom lane needs to get expanded by Sleight of Fist. The key thing is just make sure you can only Sleight of Fist one lane.
There it is, Old 11. Managed to pop the BKB. Poshure's just going to be ignored here as he starts laying out the damage onto no one. They managed to take him out of that. He's still the Yules as well as the Aegis, so even if they finish him off once here, they have a tough time bringing him down a second time. Finally, he will drop. Oh, he got a Split Earth off towards the end. Static Storm is not going to be able to lash, though. Solo will die next to him. Ice Blast comes in. 11 still got glimpsed back, though, and no one does manage to just run him down. Meanwhile, the Ember Spear chasing away a lot of these other heroes with the help of Paparazzi. They're just going for the backline instead of the Leshrac right now.
VP's just ignoring the fight. Lesh is going for the bottom melee racks. Brood's going for the top. Meanwhile, Paparazzi's chasing heroes. I don't know what else he can do. It's kind of the state of this game.
I mean, surely they could have just combined forces and taken down no one, right? Instead of just giving him this free melee racks.
I believe so. I think they just need to back off and defend one of those 2 lanes, but this game is starting to feel a bit hopeless just with how far ahead VP are.
Yeah, it's gone from 24K to now 31K. They can maybe kill a couple heroes. Pasha, he'll die. Yep. No one's just going to fearlessly charge in because he does have the cheese as well as the Yule Scepter. Ice Blast does land on him, but it looks like everyone else is so low. He's not the one in trouble. Everyone else is. Vici Gaming back to the fountain they go as they call GG. Pretty easy 2-0 for Virtus Pro.
Yep. Very convincing game 2 off of a great last pick Brood. Gaming just didn't have any answers to it. I don't think they helped themselves with Ember's skill build and item build, but ultimately I don't know. You can't really point to that and be like, oh, that's why they lost. Yeah. Ultimately, I don't think you expect your mid Ember play to really solve a Brood mid.
Yeah, it was just a perfect last pick, right? The Brood Mother, none of these heroes do well against it, right? So felt like it was always going to be an uphill battle for Vici Gaming, and it's Virtus Pro after all. It's no surprise that they get 2-0'd by the best team in the world right now, Virtus Pro. They are your second team to be heading into that upper bracket. Their day is done. Vici Gaming, they're going to have a longer one, though. They're going to have to wait until that losers bracket as well as the final of the matches today. That's going to be it for us, though. We'll throw it back to the panel.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Indeed, an uphill battle it was for Vici Gaming, and not one they could climb, unfortunately, at least not today. They have a long road ahead. They will face the winner of EG versus TNC, who are playing in the lower bracket of this Group B after this series. But let's break down that last and second game of the series. Back here with Nahaz, Black, and Bulldog. Bulldog, you believed in Lone Druid. You and Vici Gaming, they're going to win this one. Lone Druid, nothing can beat that hero, surely.
Okay. There were some problems, first of all. Obviously, Brood is kind of a gimmicky hero, cheesy, and it worked out well. But some mistakes by the Lone Druid player, I think, personally. First of all, they should do a lane top. They would have won that lane then. I'm pretty sure. You hit 5, you kill, Leshrac just melts against that entangle. There were some bad fights. He survived 1 health, and then he just ran back into dying to no one. It's like, if you do that, of course you're going to lose. Yeah, and then getting caught out twice, trying to form a BKB. You don't need to form a BKB if you go Radiance and just stand the melee form. So definitely should have gone Radiance, I think, still here. Sure, the Brood will man up against the Bear, BKB, and then kill it, but then you resummon it and it doesn't have BKB anymore, and then you just win the fight. I think Radiance was better.
I mean, honestly, the Lone Druid made way too many mistakes, like, to be really relevant this game. Like, he even died mid lane twice for dewarding a sentry ward. It's like, you can't make these kind of plays if you're so far behind, you know? He was playing as if they're like 10k gold up.
I mean, what you're seeing on the screen right now felt like the entire early game, though. There are just so many of these Brood lanes that, you know, the first 2 or 3 minutes look okay, but once that opposing mid dies once, it just gets away from you so quickly. And they just had nothing to control Ramsey. This is the reason why I refer to VP as the best 10th pick team in Pro Dota 2 right now. 13 kills at the 20-minute mark, had Ramses. This was the 640th Brood game since TI5, and that's the second highest such mark behind Abed had a 15-kill game at 20 minutes against, it was actually against Liquid at Katowice, but this is number 2, and it was the Brood game from start to finish.
There were a few glimmers of hope for Vici Gaming. They had a high ground defense. I think it was actually this one.
This fight, yeah.
Yeah, this fight was it, but when you look at it, so it's funny, at the 30-minute mark, VP had 40, very similar stat from last game. VP had 40 kills in 30 minutes. 25 of them were on the cores, including 8 on Ember and 11 on DP. And out of Vici had 27 kills at that point, and 19 of them were on the supports. And with the changes a couple patches ago, you just get so much more from core kills.
It's classic Brood game as well. Wins the lane, you last pick it, cheesy. They don't have that good of a hero to deal with it. Ember kind of was okay a little bit, but then he just went out of control. And
but his skill build was so weird, though.
Yeah,
like
Gods brought that up. Yeah.
Like how do you max the second spell? Like the Flame God, actually, I played the lane a couple of times. The Flame God deals okay with the spiders. And it's kind of just like experimenting.
He was microing though so well.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't micro, right? Like that well, because it's like you have to split everything.
Sure.
It's like insane. I think not even StarCraft 2 pros could like split that well, you know. And it's like, if you have the Flame God up, every time you hit a spider, the flame guard follows you where you are, and you actually burn all of these spiders too. So you can actually never get dove by a brute if you go for the flame guard build. So I was actually very surprised he chose to go for the Sleight of Fist.
Also, it's striking me as we're seeing these replays that how disruptive Pasha is.
Oh yeah.
And some of these fights on the front line with that Pangolier, you know, you talk about the Brood and them having no counter, but a lot of the reason as the game went on that Ramses continued to have free reign in these fights was because of that Pango.
That's why it's so good for their team. He doesn't need a good lane. You just hit 6, you got Blink Dagger, you just roll around, let no one. Ramses do their thing, and they're always formed, they do well. Slam him.
If you think about the essence of VP, actually Pangolier is the best hero for them.
Yeah.
Like, just like let Ramses and no one do the work, and we'll just like support you.
We'll just create space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just roll around, stun some people, keep them in place so you can hit them.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. I like it. I'm convinced by their Pango. I was critical the first game, but I'm convinced. I'm a believer now.
Yeah, VP will do that.
Yeah, I'm a believer.
All right. Well, we have an interview with the winners. We have an interview with no one actually for you. Let's take a look.
Your victory against Vici 2-0. How do you feel right now?
Fine, you just won.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of chat will have been spent in your games. Is that just a fun, or you guys think it's actually a strategy? Try to tell your opponent.
No, just fun.
Just for fun.
Yeah, of course.
There's a recent patch come out, 7.16. There's a new patch coming out, 7.16. I haven't seen a lot of meta change right now. Do you think it's because team is still trying to developing the new strategy?
Actually, can I ask you? It's okay that someone's speaking in my ears with Chinese and I can hear you.
Can you just? Yeah, you can just. Maybe you just take. Yeah, you just talk. Yeah.
Yeah, asking.
Yeah. So 7.16. There's a. I noticed team is still playing the old meta. So do you think it's a patch or it's just a team doesn't have time to develop more strategies?
I'm not sure. Just new patch and we'll see at this tournament, I think.
Do you like the format this time?
Yeah, of course it's GSL and double elimination. I always like that.
Yeah. So now you secure your top spot in the group stage, and you're gonna have one day off. Is your team has any plan tomorrow to do?
Just train and see another group, I think.
Yep.
To see some strategies.
All right. That's everything. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Virtus.pro planning on practicing hard tomorrow as well, even though it will be their day off. I know this team actually continuously practices. They haven't taken a break for the longest time. And they do have a holiday planned, by the way. Or at least a couple of them have.
One.
After, yeah, but actually, actually physically going to take a break rather than, because I know they didn't play MDL, but they spent their time boot camping still.
Right. How long is the vacation for? Like 3 weeks, was it? Or
Yeah, I think they're going for 3 to 4 weeks break, and then they're going back for boot camp and practicing.
I mean, it makes sense because all of July you're off basically. So if not then, like, when would you do it?
No, I like that. I like that decision a lot. I talked with no one about that in Birmingham. That they made that decision as a team. That they wanted to really put their best foot forward at Birmingham and at this event. And so far, so good, right?
Yeah, I mean, like not undefeated, but well, did they undefeated? Were they earlier today?
They lost.
No, they lost. They
They lost one game
map,
against CNC. I remember it was a long time ago,
But then after you see these games, you question how did that happen?
how
TNC,
did that happen?
it's not that bad, and they're going to play EG now.
They are.
That means EG is
And EG is really good right now.
We can take a look at the brackets, see how where Group B is left at, because the upper bracket is done. We do have Virtus.pro making it through, and therefore being in the upper bracket of the playoffs, which is a very good place for them to be at. But they are not going to be alone. They need a second team, and that is going to be decided at the rest of the day. There's 2 more series to go. As you can see, EG will take on TNC, and then we will have the winner of that taking on Vici Gaming.
So winner bracket start means top 12 guaranteed, right? Is that how it is?
Yes.
Yes. And then you win 1, you're top 6. Okay.
Who cares about that?
Math
You got to
checks
get
out.
top 3, otherwise, what's the point?
You got to get top 1.
You gotta get
No,
one.
nobody's satisfied with not being top 1.
True.
Top 3 is
Oh,
pretty
I-
nice.
oh, I know.
I mean, it's nice, you know, but you're not like, yeah, we did it. It's more like,
It depends what team you are. If you're Navi, you're very happy.
are you sure? Yeah.
If you're Optic, you're very happy. Makes you get to TI.
I mean,
That's
come
right.
on. Bulldog, dude, you're just such a Navi hater. You already beat him at TI3, man. Calm down.
I like Navi. I like them a lot. Hopefully they go through.
Navi is actually playing right now. They're playing Team Spirit in the lower bracket first round of Group A. Group A is going on as well. But we here on this stream, we're going to continue with Group B. We're going to be in the lower bracket, and I am going to leave you in the capable hands of Paul, who will be taking you through the rest of the day after this break.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app,
Follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
Hello and welcome back to the China Dota 2 Super Major. That's right, Shiva's had a bit of a makeover, changed over. Of course, we're going for a double hosting at this particular tournament. Thanks to Shiva for the first 2 series. Now you've got me to put up with for the last 2 series, and a couple of great series ahead of us as well as we decide the fate of all the teams in Group B, or all bar 1 anyway. We've got 3 men alongside me who we've kind of got like a memeing sandwich going on. Gods is going to bookend one end, and we've got a couple of memers in between. How you doing, gents?
That's a pretty messed up sandwich. So he's on the outside.
I like the sandwich. Yeah, with the bread.
Oh, you two are the bread.
You guys are the meat.
Okay.
You're going to give us the substance.
What kind of meat would you consider a meme sandwich, though?
Well, I don't know.
Like,
what are memes made? Henrik would know what memes are made of, surely.
He is the meme master.
No, I don't know what you guys talking about. Sandwiches? What is this?
You don't like
I
sandwiches?
guess you're from Annie. You like to eat a lot.
Do you know what spam is?
Yeah, like ham or something.
No, it's definitely not ham. It's disgusting. It's artificial meat. Have you had spam before?
It comes in a can.
That's right. It's disgusting. Yeah,
meat.
It's pretty bad. Anyway, I don't know where we're going with this conversation.
You carry on. Me and Gods, we're fine. We're just observers at this point. I feel like I'm Wepas or something backstage instead. 2 fun things ahead, and 2 previous games. Have they gone the way you thought, Henrik, so far?
Who? Oh, the
so
matches?
far, yeah, the matches. I mean, we had a couple of surprises in the early games, but seems like everything's panned out the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, VP winning, not much of a surprise there. They did lose 1 game though.
Yeah.
So, but you know, you can't win them all. Also, what was the other matchup?
Liquid
VG
losing to Spirit in the first game. Did you see that one this morning?
Yeah, I saw that. But Spirit is not that bad. You can't underestimate them. And EG losing as well. I was a little bit surprised, but I thought they would do better.
Did you?
And the games didn't look that good either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked that EG lost because they've scrimmed like 3 times. They should be able to win the
They've
first
played
match.
at least 3 professional Dota 2 games together as a 5.
They were very confident, you know. But I mean, EG is obviously the story of the tournament. I feel
it is,
even if they're losing right now.
You can't read too much into it, Gods, can you? Because
the losses.
Well, because we don't really expect too much of these boys. They're all 5 legendary. Well, there's 4 TI winners and Artur, obviously, but it's a 5-man team that we expect big things from, regardless of the fact they've only played a couple of scrims together.
Yeah, everyone always expects the world from EG. If you're an EG fan, even if you're an EG hater, if EG's not performing, you're on Reddit and you're psychoanalyzing what's wrong with this team. I'm sure even playing their first competitive match is already countless ideas about what needs to be changed or be fixed, but guys, it's their first competitive Dota match. Just chill out.
Yeah. And not only that, but they've changed positions, right? Again.
Yeah, but I think this is some kind of excuses, honestly. Like Sumail knows how to play mid.
Yeah.
Aspen knows how to play offlane. They've played Dota on their own. They know how to play Dota. Even if they're in a new team, they all know how to play Dota. You don't need like 2 months to mesh or something. Either it clicks at once or it doesn't click that well.
But they lost to Vici Gaming. It's not like they lost to like Alliance or something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's too early.
Gracious.
It's too early to say that they're bad or anything, obviously.
Yeah, Vici Gaming's a fantastic team. They've had a couple really good runs this season. We've seen them get top 2 at various events. So I think that you can't really take too much away from them.
Yeah, and obviously they go into this, Henrik, second series of the day with a chance to redeem themselves against a team who can still qualify for TI if they win the whole thing here. It's quite a tall ask, though.
They kind of want to win this, if not only for a chance to play VG again, but for their confidence. You don't want to go and lose 0-4. And going to the loser bracket, possibly going 0-6, just having lost 0-3 in a tournament, that would be pretty disastrous. And TNC is not a weak team at all. We saw them beating VP. And I would even favor them a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this EG, I mean, you said we put big expectations on EG, and we always do. When you look at their results from this DPC season, you exclude Birmingham for a moment, the 11 previous DPC tournaments, they finished in the top 8 in every single one. It's only at Birmingham that they fell outside of the top. But is it because even finishing top 8 isn't good enough for EG? Isn't that the reason that we've got a new lineup now?
Absolutely. EG's always been a team that builds to win championships, not to steadily improve, have a few good runs here and there, have one good tournament. No, they're meant to win championships and several a year, and they haven't. They're not doing that. So.
Yeah. Like in panel terms, Shannon, right now, which of you is EG? Is it Gods? Is it you?
I mean, I'm NA.
Is it Henry?
Well, because
so you're not EG then.
I feel like this, right? We've got a TI winner, we've got a TI runner-up, and Gods. So isn't he EG right now?
Well, EG never came runner-up, right?
Well, they won.
Third. They won, and then they got third like 3 times. So if he averages them out, that's kind of second place.
Okay.
You know, not really, but
there's some NA maths going on here as well.
That's the whole point, right? They're all NA. They're all true Americans at the end of the day. I mean, that's what being American's all about. It's a mixing pot of cultures.
Have they got any Americans on that team anymore? I don't think they have.
Boba?
Well,
he's holding the fort.
Yeah.
Bulba, Sumail as well at this point. Yes, he's an American. So.
True. Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. One of those players is this man Sumail. Now I don't know how you feel about this, Henrik, but I'm actually pleased that this guy's gone back to the mid. I know he didn't like mid earlier on in the season. I remember after TI last year, he said, playing mid just sucks right now. It's just a bully lane. You just don't get a chance to do the 1v1. It's like 5 in my lane, 3 in my lane. What the hell do I do with that? I just want to go head-to-head, 1v1, which is why he ended up in the offlane, because that was, throughout this season, that's the meta, isn't it? It's been more, the offlane's been a bit more 1v1-ish, if you like, whereas he wasn't going to... He's back in the mid again. Yeah, mid has changed a lot. Like, we see a lot more one-on-one right now, because they changed the tower and so on, and it's really fun to watch. You know, Sumail is quite the meme machine. You know, he brings out the king is back, and there's going to be a lot of memes with that. I'm sure the chat will love it every time he misses a spell and so on. He didn't play super good the last series, but you know, he can't play good all games, I guess. Yeah. VG is a good team, as we said. But we have to expect a little bit more this next series. I think that's the thing, isn't it, Shan? You do expect a lot from this man.
Yeah, and I think his transition back to mid, it's more seamless than other transitions we've seen in the past. I think it's more about Fly being the captain that's going to be the biggest transition for this team, because it's a brand new person drafting. I mean, I don't know exactly how they drafted with Misery, but knowing him pretty well, it can be a little bit democratic at times, but at the same time, you have that one guy that needs to have that voice. But I mean, he did have an interview, I believe it was with BTS, about the fact that he didn't have that voice. It was a little bit more of a cluster F than we've seen in the past. But I think that's what the team needs. They need somebody that actually just calls out what they need to do. And if they can mesh well, anything can happen. Because on paper, they're obviously, I think, the top 3 team in the entire world. But it's all about meshing. And I think this tournament, I don't know exactly, I haven't really talked to the players specifically, but I think in a lot of ways, this is almost just practice, because they have to go through open qualifiers anyway.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be too upset if they don't do too well here, considering they just got put together a few days ago. And we're talking about like less than a week at this point, I want to say. So, I mean, only time will tell. I'm
disappointed in both of you, frankly. I thought by now you would have come up with a reason as to how Crit has basically was the spy of OG. Got sent in to destroy EG from the outside, from the inside out, then brought 2 of the ex-OG guys in. They've now got 3 OG guys in there, which forced Fear to retire. So, so by the end of the season, before they get to TI, don't Madden, no tail, then join EG and they go to TI and win? Is that the script?
They're going back to the original Ross. They can bring back Miracle, they're going to poach him.
But will they end up on EG
I'm
or
out
OG?
of the loop.
That's the question.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop, obviously.
They'll just merge, you know. They'll just become G. They'll just chop off the first letter.
You can get G as their coach, perhaps. Just to round things
that would
out
be
nicely.
great. Yes, and then merge the colours. Green and blue makes
Oh, they're not. Green
I don't know,
anymore,
purple
right?
or something.
They're
Well, they're
already
kind of
started
blue
the merge,
themselves.
'cause-
Yeah, they
because
have.
OG
Yeah.
have become a blue team now. So.
That's true. That's true. Let's take a look at the offlaners. Particularly interested in these two because, obviously, as we said already, EG have made a bit of a change. They brought in S4 from OG. And Henrik, you play with the man. You know him well. How is he adapted?
Yeah.
To
How's Sam H doing?
I think we want to talk about S4 instead, because he is easily one of the best offlaners, and he's definitely what EG needs. That voice of reason. He is calm.
Yep.
He knows what he's talking about. He makes calls for the entire map. He thinks more about himself or about the team than himself. So, you know, as I said, like tweeted, if S4 can't carry this team, I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's perfect for this team.
Going to be tough, and yeah, he's a great fit for the team. Sam H on the other side of things, Gods. Where do you rate him right now?
Sam H is a chaotic offlaner. He's a bit of an innovator, does some crazy stuff. I think he can be very hit or miss.
Crazy is definitely the word I would have used.
Yeah, he's that SCA offlaner, you know. He follows in the footsteps of Ice. You don't really know what to expect from this game. Some games he'll go 0-5 at 10 minutes. Other games he'll be the most farmed hero in the game. So fun player to watch. That
was good. Enjoyment-wise, you get a lot of fun out of him. It'd be interesting to see what he decides to play in this game, because we are into our first draft of the best of 3 in this particular game. A reminder for you at home as well: this game decides who is in the lower bracket. The loser is guaranteed in the lower bracket, and the other team will, of course, advance on to get a crack at VG. Will it be Evil Geniuses getting a second chance? We shall see. Which way around do you see this in the way that they're matched up? Obviously, EG are higher in the DPC rankings, but new lineup. Do you favour TNC, or do you think EG are slight favourites in this one?
I definitely favour TNC a little bit, seeing how they played against VP as well, even though they kind of got smashed a little bit there, but they beat them one game.
Took a game.
Yeah, and we've seen VP has not lost in forever, so... And EG, as you said, it's a new team. But at the same time, I don't like that excuse.
No.
You click really quickly. Everyone knows how
all
to play
of these
Dota.
guys have got like 1,500 games, other than Samao, who's coming fast on 1,000.
Yeah.
That's 5,000 pro games between these 5 players. They know what they're doing.
And you see in the background there, you see the guy right there, the mastermind. Bulba sitting there.
Yeah, that's the word for it, mastermind.
So, not sure what they're going to pick here. Obviously, for me, the most important ban is Wisp, as always.
Yeah.
Not sure why they banned Nightsucker. I think that hero got nerfed pretty heavily, to be fair.
It's been very popular. Last 4 tournaments, it's been featured in the top 3 or 4 most picked or banned. And certainly the most picked and banned at 2 of the last 4 tournaments. So,
well, TNC has picked Undying, I think, every game so far today.
Yeah, all 3 games earlier.
Lost 2 of them, but heard a lot of people backstage saying that they think because of the changes in the last patch that he's potentially tier 1 material.
Yeah, I mean, he started coming through at ESL1 Birmingham, guys, didn't he? I mean, PPD spoke very highly and said, yep, great hero, really does fit most drafts, very flexible, as long as you're prepared to kind of be the sacrificial lamb, just run in and die every time, it's great.
Start things off with a Death Prophet, but yeah, it seems like he fits really well because he's this kind of new era of supports where he can play in that kind of dual lane off lane, but he also can go safe lane and play with like some kind of traditional carry and zone out and deal with these like aggressive dual lanes.
All right, return for the Gyro. That's the 3rd game out of the 4 they've played today.
What do you guys think of Gyrocopter right now? Because I feel like...
Keeps getting nerfed, keeps coming back.
Yeah, like a month ago, he was super strong, picked all the time, but over time, it just feels like he's being less and less effective. He's being countered every game. Maybe he's not that important because you have a DP as well, but...
Well, you can't really counter the hero. That's the problem.
Yeah, he doesn't have a pure counter, does he?
No,
not
he's
really.
a super well-rounded hero. He's good about everything, and the same with DP. These 2 cores, it's pretty hard to counter these heroes. They do everything well, good laners, and yeah.
Even like a hero like DP, you think traditionally what are the counts? It's like, oh, burst damage. Well, there's new items in the game. Aeon Disc, you know, like there's all these items that can make up for your weaknesses.
You'll say on disc you don't die anymore to AA or anything like that. The Vengeful is seen that much now. He got buffed, 10-second stun, less mana cost on the wave. I'm sure Mushi will love playing that as a carry now.
Yeah.
But not. I don't know if Arteezy would play it as a carry.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say Fly's got a lot of games as a support with
Venge. Definitely. Probably a support for sure here. The 10-second stun duration is cooldown is super good in the laning phase because you can run heroes down now. It makes a big difference between being 13 and 10. So, not sure if it's a first pick hero though.
When you have a new lineup, asking this for both Gods and Bulldog here, and and you haven't really played that much together, do you go for like the old standard type lineups that you used to see back in the day, like Aura heavy, right? So right now you have Venge, Beastmaster, you put like a Shadow Fiend, something like that, or because it looks like they have something specific in mind because they pick them immediately.
The auras, yeah. You can definitely do an aura build up here. The SF, we did see SF being buffed, but I'm not sure. I don't know what they're doing with
I
this
believe it was
script.
last game we saw Venge and SF in the same lineup. I forget who was playing it.
There was an SF Slaughter game here on the main stream.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the other ones.
It was a different stream, I think.
Yeah. For me personally, to go to your question, I like when like a newly formed team kind of explores a bit about stuff that's going to work rather than just going for like stock standard vanilla drafts. Because I feel like you're going to learn more about a team and what playstyle works better if you're not just copy pasting like whatever the meta picks are.
It's going to be a Sumail Beastmaster. That's what he's used to playing now, right?
Back to the off.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I tried mid this morning, didn't work. I'm going back to the offlane. Sorry,
we lost
S4.
2 games. I think that's enough to go back to off.
I mean, there is a key point here, and that was that OG were messing around with lanes before, not just in terms of what they played, but also in terms of personnel. And they would send S4 would go mid occasionally, and Mad would go off lane. So there is that precedent, and S4 is flexible enough to do that if they want to do it.
They're definitely not doing that though anymore. I don't think.
You don't think they'll do it in EG?
No.
If they would have done it, they had a Leshrac for S4, and they could have sent him mid so that DK was versing a Razor mid, and they didn't swap the lanes.
That's a good point.
That was the perfect game to do it, and they didn't.
It was.
Yeah, usually it's not good to switch lane. Even if you have a hero that's super versatile, it's just better to just be play what you're best at. You don't see no one playing safe lane a lot, even though I'm sure he can. Just put him mid. He's best
So
there.
do you disagree then with OG when they had a Leshrac and they would give it to S4 and he would play mid, even though he was in the offlane? You disagree with that?
Yeah, overall the strat, yeah. Because S4 is so good at Leshrac, sure. But
so you're making exceptions now, Henrik. You just make it up as you go along.
You don't want to do that, but when you have a broken team like OG, you got to try something new.
I think I would say there are exceptions, but a standard hero like Leshrac is not one. The exception should be Broodmother picks.
Right. Meepos.
Like
Huskars.
the stuff that Optic does with 3-3 when he goes mid playing one of his cheesy heroes, like that's the good exception.
Yeah, there's some exceptions.
A Leshrac, nah, it's not worth swapping up your rolls
An
for.
S4 Leshrac.
It's still a Leshrac.
And a nerfed one.
Yes. TNC going to pick Disruptor, standard 5 position for them, nothing too crazy. Gives them some good catch. Good team fight.
ET on the EG side. Are you ET fans?
Not really. Against Morphling, yes, but it's banned. You know, I mean, ET's just pretty. He's a utility hero. You know, he can do pretty much everything.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, you don't really see him often picked as a specific counter, I want to say, unless it is a Morphling these days. He's just because back in the day you would pick it specifically for that. Like there was maybe a 4 to 6 month period where that was the case. Now you can kind of just pick him, and he can be good regardless.
It's a good hero, and this game, EG's lineup so far, they got the auras, so it's going to be really easy roach for them if they have any decent core now, and they're not going to give it away either because they got the Elder Titan, one of the best contesters against Roche, and DP being a good hero that takes Roche. So getting the Roche here is going to be very useful, and Cobb.
Wow.
It's a male Cobb.
Yep. I'll have some of that.
Well, they broke the aura strat already. They only have 3 out of 4 now, so.
Yeah, you just want the auras for the cores, and Cobb is transitions really well into a right clicker as well, so it's not bad at all for her.
EG's turn to ban.
Oh yeah, my boy. Love this hero. Question is, how good is he this game?
In the Blade Mail against the auras, you're doing more damage, I guess.
True.
With the Blade Mail.
Yeah, you don't see the carry yet though, so it could be pretty frustrating here. Can't pick heroes like Slark anymore, it's not that good.
Like, ET's a natural Yule's buyer. You've got Avenge, Swap, Save for someone getting cold as well, so I feel like they do have answers to act already in their draft.
Yeah, they showed all their cores now as well.
What did they change with these heroes this last patch? Quap got the level 25 talent, I believe. It's like the Lincoln Sphere is 15 seconds instead of 20 or something like that.
Doesn't matter so much for her though.
Did Axe he got like a base damage buff, I believe? Or am I thinking of Centaur? Maybe
Centaur
both.
I don't remember any Axe changes on this patch.
I don't think Axe got anything.
Disruptor got some decent nerfs. Level 1 Thunderstrike cooldown went up quite a bit. And yeah, and Gyro and Death Prophet both got nerfed as well. TNC picking 3 nerfed heroes.
Yeah, but these changes are always like so small. It really doesn't change that much.
I saw that call down, that first missile doing 50 less damage. That was the fight right there.
We'll see. We'll do the maths this game. We'll see.
Definitely.
Survived with 49 health.
Although I will say DP has felt no different at all based on the nerfs.
Yeah, it's so small.
Yeah, I mean, Gyro didn't look any different earlier in Paparazzi's hands, did it?
No.
What was that, the fourth? The fourth?
26 kills
yeah,
or something?
4th highest, I think, of all time.
I think in some closer games, Gyro, particularly the damage talent nerf will come into play a bit.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
So yeah, TNC need a 4 position, and EG are looking for most likely their RTZ hero.
I like just still going the Skywrath, just pressuring the off lane. The Axe is still really good. Skywrath is a really good laner. But they have the swaps to save though, so it's not that good. Again, the swap is really good this game. Save a Disruptor ult, the Axe call.
Yeah.
So you kind of probably don't want to pick a Skywrath because of just that reason. But something that helps Axe lane, because he's not that good of a laner on his own, and EG probably will get a range here.
The Venge isn't the best hero to secure the lane, but we could also see ET in the safe lane instead.
Yeah, he's always strong. You just get some creep stacks and then smash their head in.
Yep. See what that 4 position for Tim's is going to be. Naga's kind of the probably normal go-to, which was banned out.
Yep.
Sanking's still there, but Sanking X doesn't feel very strong. They're going to go Sanking still.
That's the stable pick of Tim's.
Oh, was that Caustic Finale was nerfed recently as well? The slow is lesser at the earlier levels, I believe.
Yeah. And Babevsky hero now. What does he want to play here? I really wish we could see some Clinks this tournament, but
my lord, really?
Don't think it's that good this game.
10 seconds
When is it good?
It's really good in pubs.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, this is practice for EG. This is almost like a glorified pub for them, right?
So they banned the Lifestealer, didn't they? Yeah. Well, the next on his list is a Luna.
Luna, that's an aura. There you go.
Yeah.
The old Luna Venge combo. Classic.
You do want some kind of carry that benefits from this Venge Beastmaster auras.
Luna is great.
Basically anybody that right-clicks is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's something that right-clicks. Don't pick a spellcaster.
And they got safer here as well, so... Troll Warlord.
Troll. Boy, he's going to attack real fast.
Great laner.
He doesn't even have to ult anymore. Excellent.
He's going to be smashing those axes into towers. Right then, draft completed. EG versus TNC game number 1. Gents, let's get some predictions. Sport.
I want to say EG this game. They got good lanes.